So, the thing that I find really funny about this whole Melania story about plagiarism is I guess when you're writing headlines on Yahoo or whatever, you have to say alleged plagiarism.
Yeah.
Well, and then you put it back to back with Michelle Obama's speech.
Let's hear now Michelle Obama's speech from 2008 when she was at the Democratic convention, and I mean a lot of lines. Here's just a clip of just a couple of them that Melania took from Michelle's speech.
That your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise.
That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're going to do.
That you treat people with respect.
That you treat people with dignity and respect.
Okay.
Dignity, yeah.
A little bit different there.
Okay.
It's
not plagiarism.
And then towards the end of the speech, somebody had mixed these together. The timing is just about the same.
We want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
Wow. Whoa. You've got to be kidding. Now, I think she was set up by somebody inside the Trump... The person who was staff writer.
You know what? The speech
because it wasn't like it was from Lincoln or
going
Washington or something.
Way back.
It was from the Democratic Party's the wife of the president.
All I've got to say is this morning, for that speechwriter, you're going to hear this. Tim, you're fired.
Paul and Al, mornings on 94 HJY.
94 HJY. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for the movie yet, but the Sully movie looks pretty good, huh?
Yeah, directed by Clint Eastwood, starring Tom Hanks as Sully Sullenberger.
Tom Hanks plays Captain Sully Sullenberger in the upcoming film Sully, fresh off of his role as Captain Richard Phillips in the pirate hijacking movie Captain Phillips, which came after his role as Captain Miller in Saving Private Ryan, preceded by his role as Captain Jim Lovell in Apollo 13. In short, Tom Hanks likes to play captain. And coming this fall, Tom Hanks stars in Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch, the cereal that's named after me.
Then Hanks will thrill audiences with his role as captain in the long-awaited feature film Captain and Tennille.
Oh, no.
Followed by his leading role in the long-overdue thriller of the 1970s children's program host, Captain Kangaroo.
The last time that you saw me and my pussycat, you asked me what my pussycat's name was.
Right. And tomorrow on Extra with Mario Lopez, Hanks discusses how PO'd he was that he wasn't cast as Captain America.
Paul and Al, mornings on 94 HJY.
Oh, that theme means it's time for Paul and Al's Wide World of Genitalia.
And
here she is.
I'm comfortable with you using the phrase or the term wide when discussing this.
Genitalia. This is kind of a frightening story, Jen. And do you know anything about...
I know.
Vaginal steaming.
I don't. This is the first I'm hearing of it, actually. Gwyneth Paltrow, who everybody knows and loves.
Is wacko.
Yeah. Apparently enjoys getting her vagina steamed. It cleanses the uterus, which means the steam's really got to get up there. Balances female hormone levels and probably does a lot of other stuff. I'm not really sure exactly what, but according to her, she said the first time I tried V-steaming, which is what it's called for short, I was like, this is insane. My friend Ben brought me, and I was like, are you out of your bleeping mind? What is this? But then by the end, I was like, this is so great. Then I started to do some research, and it's been in Korean medicine for thousands of years, and there are real hearing properties. Again, all of those words of Gwyneth Paltrow, not me.
And of course, if history proves anything, it's that the Koreans treat their women really well, right?
God. Yeah,
I don't know.
Huh?
Like, I just picture like the steamer that you use on your clothes
Sure.
to get the wrinkles out.
Hey, my wife prefers the dry cleaners.
Wait, for her clothes or her?
She wants to get Martinized.
Don't get too dry, right?
Oh,
now you said the steam goes up in there. Now when it comes out,
it's got to. If it's got to get up in the uterus,
does it look like Old Faithful coming out?
I mean, I'm just thinking third-degree burns all the way.
Right?
Paul and Al.
This morning I woke up and I had a little tingle.
94 HJY.
Hey, the best of Bubba Rock Roll, 94 HJY. why. We did Stuff the DJ yesterday, so let's get some of the better jokes to you here.
Hey, what's the best way to own a small business these days?
What's the best way to own a small business?
Yeah.
Run for office, says Jim Shorts.
Well, buy a big one and be patient.
Buy a big one and be patient. HJY.
I got a joke for you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
What did Bill Clinton say to Hillary when he wanted to get laid?
What did Bill Clinton say to Hillary when he wanted to get laid? A what?
I'll be back in an hour.
Yeah. You know how they met, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah, they dated the same girl in high school.
That's a good one.
HJY.
A couple of kids are in the schoolyard, and they're talking. One kid says, "Hey, Joey, I just heard the word penis. You know what it is?" Joey says, "I have no idea." He said, "But I'll ask my father when I get home tonight. My father's a smart guy." He gets home. He says, "Dad, me and the kids were talking today. You know what a penis is?" He said, "Joey, pay attention." He pulls his pants down to his knees. He says, "This here is a perfect penis." He said, "Great." Goes to school the next morning. Kids say, "Hey, you find out what a penis is?"
Because, yeah, this is a penis, and if it were 3 inches shorter, it would be a perfect penis.
Absolutely.
Right.
Bill writes, my German girlfriend likes to rate my sexual performances on a scale of 1 to 10. Last night, well, we did it from behind, and she kept yelling, 9. That's the best I've ever done. And do you know there's plenty of jobs in the porn industry when you have a unit like mine? Cameraman, lightman, sound technician, makeup artist, even production manager. Paul writes, what's the difference between Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and dog vomit? If you have dog vomit in the White House, it's a mess that's easy to clean up. And Michael writes, why is Monica Lewinsky voting for Trump?
Something about a bad...
Clinton left a bad taste in her mouth.
Well, we've got a winner for Something DJ off of the phone.
So a guy goes into a bar, and he sees his friend pounding shots of whiskey. He says, "What's going on, Bob? I never ever saw you drink before in my life." He says, "Oh, I just found out that my wife ran away with my best friend." He said, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but I thought that I was your best friend." Not anymore, he is.
Cole and Al, mornings on 94 HJY.
The coolest news I've heard in a long time, the band Temple of the Dog, which is the Soundgarden Pearl Jam hybrid, are reuniting to celebrate its 25th anniversary. 5 dates in November.
Now she's
my birthday month.
You're the biggest Temple of the Dog fan in the world.
I don't know if that's the case.
As a matter of fact, they're going to do a version going, Chen goes hungry.
But their shows are only in Philly, New York, San Francisco, LA, and Seattle. I'm thinking New York's doable. New York is doable.
Sure.
Don't you think?
New York's the greatest city in the world. Of course it's doable.
Of course, that's from a guy from New York City.
Yeah. Oh, my God. But still, such awesome
Tell me what you can't do at any time of the day in New York City that you can do anywhere else in the world.
Get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
You can do that in New York. You just have to know how, hick boy.
Yeah, shut up.
Before you hit the pillow tonight, pray that your kids don't turn out like these clowns.
They are idiots at this age.
The best of Paul and Al on 94 HJY.
So the Republican National Convention has concluded highlights probably Melania reading Michelle Obama's speech verbatim.
And Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz getting booed and being a sniveling.
Endorsing.
Yeah, right. That was kind of big.
Which I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Like he said, you go after my wife. What am I supposed to go up there and say you're a good guy?
I love you. My favorite moment was Vice Presidential candidate Mike Pence. What I liked is him referring to Trump as a no-nonsense presidency.
You're not going to get nonsense out of Trump, no?
That's kind of ironic.
And that's exactly what the no-nonsense leadership of Donald Trump will bring to the White House. Oh, look at my African-American over here. Look at him. No-nonsense leadership of Donald Trump.
I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
No nonsense. I don't want Oreos made in Mexico. No more Oreos. No more Oreos. I'm very proud of myself.
Mornings on 94 HJY.
Rock and roll 94 HJY. Well, what everybody's talking about this morning, last night, Republican convention, Melania Trump literally stole Michelle Obama's First Lady speech from 8 years ago, was it?
Thievery. Now, she probably had nothing to do with it. She did tell...
writer, right.
Yeah, because, she can barely speak English. She thinks she's going to write a speech.
Yeah.
Come on.
She did tell Matt Lauer that she wrote it.
Oh, okay.
But, that doesn't mean she wrote it. That means that she had help and everything,
All right, well, let's roll it here.
That your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise.
That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're going to do.
Okay, and now we're going to play them together.
We want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Good timing.
Kind of hard to argue that one.
Kev, what's that?
Hey, guys, I know I don't normally do this, but I have kind of a homemade political joke that I made up for Stump the DJ. What do a thong and Donald Trump's toupee, or whatever that is on his head, have in common? They both barely cover an a-hole.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Really?
where have I heard that before?
All right, this week's winner for Stop the DJ.
Brian writes, what do a thong and Donald Trump's toupee, or whatever that is on his head, have in common? They both barely cover an a-hole.
Oh, God, caught red-handed, Kev.
What do a thong and Donald Trump's toupee, or whatever that is on his head, have in common? They both barely cover an a-hole.
Busted!
And now,
we do not have time for this kind of silliness.
94 HJY.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw a few clips, but I did not notice that Donald Trump, when he made his acceptance at the Republican National Convention last night, if indeed they were playing We Are the Champions again, but he's been warned enough. I don't know. Is there another Queen song that would work for him? I don't know. Fat Bottom Girl.
Good old-fashioned lover boy.
Under Pressure, yeah.
They finish up with the Stones.
Tie Your Mother Down.
You're my best friend.
Another one, Bites the Dust, maybe?
He went for an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, did he really?
The longest, one ever since they said
That is
1970.
really hard to believe.
Oh, man.
He likes hearing himself
I thought it was pretty good, though.
Oh, yeah?
I thought he did all right.
Okay.
Some of the critics panned it, but...
so you're moving into his camp. You're a Law and Order kind of guy, right?
I am not doing that,
Oh, okay.
but I was entertained.
Oh, good.
Just in time for the Republican National Convention. Now that's what I call music. Without the consent of the artist. It's not all right with the musicians who wrote the music.
Baby, it's all right now.
But it's all right with the Trump campaign because they are saying the artist, especially the dead ones. Despite the cease and desist orders, Mr. Trump is telling the artists to cease and desist. Be sure to order yours now before this collection gets held up in court. Now that's what I call music. Without the consent of the artist. Paul and Al, mornings on 94 HJY.
News over the weekend, everybody talking about Mick Jagger becoming a father for the 8th time.
Do you think?
70s.
Do you think it takes those little guys a lot longer to get there now?
I would say they probably don't swim as fast. Yeah. It's kind of like the Senior Olympics. You always have videos of that. Well, you know what? He got to the finish line, okay?
Hello, and we're talking to Mick Jagger's penis. Of course, everyone's talking about Mick being a father once again, well into his 70s. So let's start off with a basic question. Mick's penis, when you were young, how did the groupies describe you? Mick's current girlfriend is only 29 years old. What did her private part sing to you now that you and Mick are wrinkled and in your 70s? Well, that must have been humiliating. And what did you say to her hoo-ha? And her answer? Ouch, that does hurt. Now, when Mick and you are alone, what's his favorite grip? All right, this is getting weird. One last question, Mick's penis. What's the most unusual thing Mick has stuck you in? too much information. Thanks for the time. We should just zip it up now. Thank you, Mick Jagger's penis.
Cole and Al, mornings on 94.
Interesting with Melania Trump literally plagiarizing from Michelle Obama the other night. The Republican Party just hasn't quite addressed it. As a matter of fact, I think they just said it was a team of writers and they were throwing ideas around. And I don't know if it was a team of writers. I thought I'd hear...
Summer, you're fired. Danny, you're fired. Friend, you're fired. Carrie, you're fired.
You know,
Andrea,
come on. Yeah, exactly.
It's a long list of writers.
Heads have got to roll. So I guess no plagiarism last night at the Republican National Convention?
No plagiarism because it was all his kids saying how great their dad was.
That's true. But Melania did go on stage at the very... You may have missed it. She went on stage at the very end and stole... No, not from Michelle, but...
He will never, ever give up. And most importantly, he will never, ever let you down.
Rick Astley.
You know, if you're going to steal, you might as well do it from the best, right?
Cole and Al, mornings on 94. HJY.
Republican National Convention, it's a whole parade of, like, old coaches, right? And you had spotted Lou Holtz, who...
Yeah.
He
didn't know he was Lou Holtz, but he was.
And his mumbling reminded us of somebody else famous.
And now a translated conversation between Lou Holtz and Ozzy Osbourne on a plane.
Well, I don't get... Hello, Ozzy. Lou Holtz. Nice to see you again. I'm sorry, Lou. I cannot understand you. I'm sorry, Ozzy. I cannot understand you. What? I don't get... What? You talk funny, Lou. I don't get... Well, this seems to be a difficult conversation, Ozzy. I'm going to read a book. What? I don't get... What? What? I don't get... What?
Paul and Al.
I hear many voices, but not much sense.
On 94, HJY.
The best half of the produce grown in the U.S. is wasted because it's not considered, quote, Instagram worthy. New study from The Guardian shows that about 50% of edible produce gets thrown out simply because it doesn't meet America's beauty standards. I hate to say this. I am a perfectionist when it comes to my produce. If it doesn't look pretty...
Yeah, and that's the problem. If it looks pretty, you can pretty much guarantee it has the most pesticides on it because that's how it looks pretty.
Now, there's a woman who started a nonprofit. I don't know if they've come to Providence yet, but she has links with all the markets, and they send all that stuff to shelters.
It's law now in France and Italy as well.
Cool. Wow.
Not to waste the food.
That's why I say you stick with Snickers bars.
Yeah, right.
You know, because
they always look pretty.
They're all the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, same way coming out, too.
They make them perfect.
Oh, sorry.
Packed with peanuts. Jim Shorts really satisfies.
Oh, disgusting.
You can't get a bad Snickers bar. Really.
What is this crap?
On 94, HJY.